Bam, we're live. Good morning. I'm here. Late, but here. Better late than never. I don't know if that's true. Good morning, everyone. Good to see you guys. Julie Reed. Good morning. Jeffrey Birchfield. Glad I'm not late. I'm glad you're not late too. Judy Reed. Y'all, I went to a candlelight vigil for Charlie Kirk last night, and Vivek Ramaswamy showed up. It was awesome. Oh, that is cool. That's really cool. I woke up this morning and Justin Kotler's going to HWPO. Oh, hot coffee. Hot coffee. Some mornings when I'm running late, my wife makes my coffee, and it spoils me. It spoils me. I jump in the shower, and she's like, "Do you want me to make you a coffee?" I'm like, "Oh, thank you. Love that." Good morning. Good morning, Jeez Louise. Good morning. I watched that movie a few months back on Netflix. Trying to remember the name of it. It's the Bin Laden documentary that came out. Bin Laden. The Hunt for Bin Laden. Bin Laden Netflix. Let me get you the exact name of it. I think it was released just this year. Bin Laden Netflix documentary. American Manhunt, Osama bin Laden. 3-part docuseries covering the hunt for him. I think that's what it was. And it's trippy for a bunch of reasons. It's been a minute since I've watched it, but it's trippy for a bunch of reasons. The main reason why it's really weird is the entire premise of the movie is that bin Laden was the mastermind behind 9/11, and so they have to catch him and kill him. And then at the end of the movie, in conclusion, they catch bin Laden and they kill him, but they also let you know that he wasn't the mastermind behind 9/11. It was a guy named Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, a Qatari citizen. It's really weird, and they don't address that. A matter of fact, I'm really embarrassed to say this. I wouldn't have even noticed that except my wife pointed it out to me. She goes, "Well, that was weird." And I go, "What?" And she goes, "The movie," and I thought she was talking about Robert O'Neill, the guy who supposedly killed bin Laden, which I've asked 10 other people in my life who are pretty knowledgeable on the subject if Robert O'Neill killed bin Laden, and they said, "Absolutely not." I said, "Are you sure of that?" They said, 100%. And the movie presents it as O'Neill killed bin Laden, and O'Neill's in the movie, and he even says he killed bin Laden. But at the end of the movie, it's very clear. I mean, they just lay it out that the mastermind was Khalil Sheikh Mohammed. That without him, it would have never happened. Gyna Cave, he wasn't the mastermind, but he was a major funder. Well, at the end of the movie, they basically say it was him. So I Googled his name and looked into him a little bit, and I want to make sure I say this right. I think he's being held in Gitmo, Guantanamo Bay in Cuba, the prison there that the U.S. runs. On August 30th, 2019, a military judge set a date of July 11th, 2021 for Mohammed's death penalty trial. His trial was further postponed due to COVID. His trial restarted on September of 2021, but postponed again for a year of plea deal negotiations. And then it sounds like the Biden administration gave him a plea deal and he got a life sentence rather than the death penalty. His plea deal was then revoked by Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin 2 days later, but then again in November of 2024, a military judge ruled the plea deal is valid and enforceable. So there was that back and forth. But like many killers under the Biden administration, they were given leniency. But then last night, I watched a little documentary on him again, just accidentally. I was just flipping through the channels. Do people still do that? Flip through the channels? And basically, uh, this guy, I'm gonna say they call him KSM because his name's so long, but his name's kind of fun to say. Allah Akbar. Uh, Khalil Sheikh Mohammed. Khalil Sheikh Mohammed, also known by 50 pseudonyms, including his initials KSM. It's interesting. It's not in the wiki article, which is really weird. Up until I think 1996 or 1995, I don't remember the exact date. He was he worked. He was one of the ministers in Qatar. He had some sort of job there, high ranking government job there. And so you could argue that 9/11 was sponsored by Qatar. And then the CIA got extradition papers, and they went to Qatar to grab this guy, Khalil Sheikh Mohammed. I don't know for what. I think it was for some other bombing that occurred. And they went there to grab him. And when they got to his apartment, it was empty. It was empty, and he was gone. And later, it was found out, if you believe the reports, that someone, I think, whatever, the president or king or who, one of the leaders in Qatar, got him out of the country, who was friends with him, said, "Hey, we're going to get you out." And so he vanished. From there, he vanished. And the story I read last night is that if we would have got him in 1995, that 9/11 would have never happened. And what kind of, I guess what kind of spawned all of this was an essay I read yesterday by a guy named Abe Greenwald. And I'll read it to you. You anti-Semites are really going to hate this one. But here it goes anyway. It's becoming clear that Israel is in the process of creating a new world. In the pre-October 7th world, legitimate governments let terrorists kill a little, then hide a little, negotiate a little, and kill a little bit more. And Israel was expected to play along. In the world being born, Israel kills terrorists wherever they are and at whatever point in their cycle. This is to be a world of greater moral coherence, swifter justice, and more enduring security. In short, it's a saner, more civilized world, which means the unstable populations of the West can't bear to watch it take shape. Too bad. Meaning the wokesies, right? These are the people that he's referring to, the people that hate Christianity and have zero tolerance for Christianity, but are perfectly okay with Minneapolis doing prayer 5 times a day over loudspeakers. You can wrap yourself in a kippah and chant Hamas slogans from freshman year until you are eligible for Social Security. But Hamas, that entity that Israel supposedly couldn't destroy, is all but destroyed. Hezbollah is on its way out. The Houthis are under attack. Iran is under rubble. Assad Syria is history. And Qatar is out of the terrorist resort business. You can board flotillas, declare phantom states, boycott companies, publish bloody libels and propaganda images, blackball artists, relitigate the entire history of the 20th century, and even attack Jews on the streets. But none of it will stop the proud men and women of Israel from ridding the world of your terrorist heroes. None of it will defeat the Jews or extinguish enduring flames of Zionism. And if you couldn't accept the long-established fact of a Jewish state, you're really going to hate what comes next. Instead of Israel being erased from the map, as Iran's leaders have long promised, Israel is redrawing the map and erasing its enemies as it goes along. It's toppling the Iranian imperium, is reestablishing Lebanese sovereignty, laying the ground for a potentially stable Gaza, ensuring the Druze place in Syria, and more. I can note here that in taking out its enemies, Israel is also taking out enemies of the United States. But that's an argument in defense of Israel's actions, and I no longer feel compelled to defend Israel for anything it's done since October 7th, 2023. If you find yourself defending the very idea of Israel's survival, you're wasting precious breath on a weak mind or a wicked heart. The first cannot be made to understand righteous force, and the second understands but abhors it. You're having an argument that doesn't matter. The only argument that matters, the only one that has ever mattered, is one that Israel is making in the skies and on the battlefield, not because might makes right, but because eliminating terrorist organizations and terror sponsors is a win for decency and humanity. No matter what jihad supporters have to say about it, Israel was morally in the right from the start of this war. Whether or not it proved to be mighty as well, thank God it did. So I'm not arguing, I'm praising. I'm praising Israel for its strength and clarity and for its steadfast vision of a world that refuses to accept terrorists as anything but targets in a gun scope. And this was written by Abe Greenwald. So there you go. That's the essay. Is anyone listening to Sevon? I think Clock was. Clock, this show is dedicated to you, my brother. Israel's ethnic cleansing Gaza and the West Bank in order to reestablish the ancient borders of Israel. Especially LIQ Likud people especially have been fairly open about this aim for decades. Seems like a pretty I mean, I know it's I know you're limited in what you write, but ethnic cleansing is, I mean, that's so easy to disprove. When you have 2 million people there and you only killed 100,000. And to call Gazans ethnic is pretty crazy, to call it ethnic cleansing when there's 1.5 billion Muslims. And I know Muslim isn't an ethnicity, it's a religion, but still. I think the lines are blurry. I think that's a huge monstrosity of a stretch. It would be more accurate to say that abortion laws in the United States are ethnically cleansing babies. But there's more ethnic cleansing going on towards blacks in the United States than there ever could be against what's happening in Gaza. It's just in context, it's a horribly weak argument. When you have such a small piece of land, some people in my DMs like to say, you don't understand, Israel's just trying to take more land there. I don't really have an issue with that either. Okay, fine. They're trying to take more land there. It doesn't matter to me. You look at the 54 Muslim nations, and you just have to be like, okay, you're concerned about them using blackmail to control the world. You're concerned about them killing people. How about we just acknowledge some of the good things they've done just to balance it out? Their people have steady electricity throughout the day, clean running water, and they have more rights and freedoms than all of those countries combined. So I think it's I think it's a pretty weak argument. Clock, you could argue that the Egyptians are trying to ethnically cleanse the Gazans, and that all the Arab nations are trying to ethnically cleanse the Gazans by not allowing any of them into the surrounding countries. At most, I would accept the argument. The place to start, if you want to convince me, is that they're just being used as pawns by both sides. And I wouldn't even say by both sides, but just by the Arab nations. So, I think there's only one guy who wants to control the world. His name rhymes with Putin. Putin. Muslims don't want to control anything except their women. So that's my little 9/11 Israel piece. I haven't visited that in a while. That might be the end of the show today. I might not even have I might not even have anything else. You guys, saw the lady in Boston, what happened to her? Of course, I don't have it in my notes. Uh, the BLM, what's her name? BLM, is it Boston? Is her name Monica? Yeah, this is kind of a crazy story because if you donated money to BLM and they can do whatever they want with the money. I really don't uh shit, I can't get into this article. They can do whatever they want with the money. They're saying that these BLM fund this lady raised over $1 million. Let me see. I think she pled guilty already. Let me see. Monica, see if I can find a more up to date article. Uh maybe see this one. You can do whatever you want with the money. You're donating money to a charity, they can do whatever they want with it. You donated it to the charity. All of a sudden, you're gonna donate it to cancer research, but you're gonna be upset when the guy who, you donated to uses a car service to get to work and back that costs $200,000 a year. You donated the money. Monica Cannon Grant, the founder of a nonprofit, um, Violence in Boston, plans to plead guilty in federal charges of defrauding people who donated to her organization. In a one-page document filed in federal court in Boston on Friday, a cha- uh, Cannon Grant requested a change of plea hearing. Cannon Grant faces 27 counts indictment on charges of including wire fraud, mail fraud, making false claims, filing false tax returns, amongst other offenses. Okay, I could see those. You could be charged for those. Those are like laws of the land. But the other stuff is like, hey, she can do whatever she wants. Her and her husband spent much of the money on themselves, including paying auto and insurance bills. Well, of course, you're donating the money and they're running this charity. What are they supposed to do with the money? They have all the normal, they have to drive to work. That's called overhead. Extravagant nail salon trips. Maybe she had a business meeting and she wanted to look nice. High price dinners. Yeah, of course she did high price dinners. You donated $1 million to her and she had to take politicians and shit out for dinner. A vacation to Maryland. Yeah, if you work hard and you're raising money, why wouldn't you take a vacation to Maryland? Among other financial transactions. It's weird. There's a conflation of how she spent the money and then also the things she did illegally. The couple allegedly also received nearly $54,000 in pandemic relief funds. That's the money they were giving away like candy to everyone, but spent much of that on themselves as well. She was an employee of the company. Think of the overhead Will Morad Fitness League has. They clearly spend more money on the events than money that they're giving away at the competition, meaning all the employees they have, renting out the venue, all of that shit. The camera guys, the production, their social media managers. Stevan uses the show donations to pay for jiu-jitsu classes. Yeah. What do you want me to do with the money? What am I supposed to do with it? I pay my cable bill with it so then I can watch Fox News and come over here and regurgitate everything that's brainwashed me on Fox. Cannon Grant rose to fame after she organized protests and championed the Black Lives Matter movement in Boston in 2020, following the killing of George Floyd at the hands of police. That's not true. That didn't happen. That's a lie. Her husband was later killed in a motorcycle crash in Easton in March 2023. I really want to know if that money, I'm assuming the money that you donated allowed her husband to buy a motorcycle. And that's the motorcycle he died on. So there's a little bit of irony there. Speaking of dying, it sounds like, Underdogs Athletics is toast. This past year has changed everything when my daughter Ivy was diagnosed with a rare kidney disease, IgA neuropathy. Last December, it gave me clarity I didn't expect. As a father, everything shifted. I started looking at where my energy was going, what filled me up, and what pulled me away from what mattered most. And the truth is, I no longer wanted to run a business. I wanted to live what I love. I wanted to coach. I wanted to be fully present for my athletes, for Ivy and for Jackson, for Ashley. Today, I'm stepping into a new chapter. I'm officially joining HWPO training as the director of coaching. This move lets me lean fully into what I do best, coaching Kale Lehman. Oh, no, it doesn't say that. This move lets me lean fully into what I do best, developing athletes, building teams, and creating a culture built on trust, grit, discipline, belief, and love. I get all that from Kotler, by the way. He is a man that I think Underdogs had a strong culture. I think he's big with trust. He definitely has grit. He believes in discipline, belief, and love. I get all that from him. Every time I talk to him, I feel all that from him. It also frees me up to show up better at home as a father, husband, and human. What makes this even more special is who I'm joining. HWPO isn't just a brand, it's a team, a family, a group of people who are not only world class at what they do, but who I know will have my back through every win and every storm. That kind of alignment is rare. And with this team, I know we're about to make serious waves in the CrossFit fitness space. Closing the doors on Underdogs Athletics isn't easy, but it is right. I'll be forever grateful to every athlete, coach, and supporter who helped bring it to life. You gave it a soul. I can't thank you enough. But now I take everything I've learned and bring it to a new home, one mission, one standard, one hell of a team. Let's fucking go. Congratulations. He sounds happy. That's got to be a hard decision.
Dogs. I guess that's the $1,000,000 question. I don't really see it necessarily as leaving Underdogs. I see it as the next evolution of what I feel like is the best thing for me, and even maybe the best thing for that community. And ultimately, I think this all started when my daughter Ivy was diagnosed with an incurable rare kidney disease back in December. Life became very different, priorities became very different, and perspective became very different. And ultimately, it just became very obvious to me that I wanted to dial in on the things that I love. And the things that I love are my family and coaching. And running a business and all the things that entails, that became secondary. And ultimately for me, this opportunity with Hard Work Pays Off, this opportunity to join this community, to be part of this family, I see so much synergy between Underdogs and Hard Work Pays Off. I see so much synergy in the grit and determination. I feel like it's going to be a very natural transition. Not an easy decision, but a natural transition. And I'm very excited about it.
Kotler's always been a class act, a gentleman. He's willing to talk to anyone. I cannot imagine. I did get a chance to speak with him for an extended period of time, probably 20 or 30 minutes at the NorCal Classic this year. He mentioned to me, we actually had a cry together, which I didn't expect. He told me about his daughter. It was very, 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 very emotional. And it's no surprise to me that he has when something like that happens, you reevaluate your priorities, what's important to you. It's not a stretch. It seems it seems like he's reorganizing and reevaluating his life. You know, just imagine you get fired from your job, or your spouse gets fired from their job, and then you come home and you reevaluate all the things that you're spending money on that are important or not important to you, right? And so this is even more profound than that. This is, his daughter has a serious ailment. It's got to scare the shit out of him. And when you have kids, that becomes your sole purpose for living. And so you reevaluate all the really, really big levers in your life that have that are your guiding principles of how you spend your time, and he's reworking that, and good on him for doing that. And it sounds like you know, what you look for when shit goes sideways, right, like that, and your security's been fucking just completely fucking turned upside down, is you're looking for more security, right? And so that's what he's doing. He's trying to find a way probably to spend more time at home, more quality time with his daughter, and yet still do what he loves. And so instead of spending time behind QuickBooks and worrying about the details of running a business, he's shifting all of those responsibilities over to HWPO and then just hunkering down on his coaching. This is Matt Fraser on the subject from the HWPO training site.
HWPO training coaching team is growing. Welcome to the fam, Justin Kotler. I think a lot of people are just going to wonder why I'm doing this. And at the end of the day, I just feel like this is the right move for me at this time in my career. I want to win. That's the bottom line. HWPO comes from a place of the most dominant male athlete that's ever been in the sport. I'm here to build champions. I've done it for a long time with underdogs, with a lot less resources in a mom and pop environment. And the one thing that's eluded me over the years, it hasn't been podium finishes, but it's been a champion. And what I want to do is help bring a champion to HWPO again, in the same way that Matt was for all those years. And it's going to start from the top down. And that's just the way it's got to be. And this is the right place to do it.
Well, congratulations, Mr. Kotler. I hope that works out for you. Some of you guys are saying some absolutely batshit crazy stuff in the comments. I'll get to that in a second. I like crazy. I'm glad I've always been attracted to crazy people. Caller, hi. I didn't realize crazy people were attracted to me. Hello?
Sevi, how we doing?
Good. I'm a little stressed out, but I'm good. Like, not stressed in a bad way, just stressed.
Yeah, generally.
Just I knew this morning I wanted to do a really good show, and I'm a little just derailed. Like I have exhaustion from the topics that I normally talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been following the Charlie Kirk thing so fucking closely, and that water's gotten so fucking muddy. And
dude, you need to like take a deep breath and step away from that.
And then also I have to pack today. I mean, it's not when I say stress, I mean it's not like real stress. It's not like I have a foreclosure on my house or my kids are sick, or it's like you know what I mean? Like, am I going to turn what am I going to do with this? Am I going to let the sprinklers run while I'm gone? Am I going to bring all the right camera equipment for Wodapalooza? Just, you know what I mean? Just like, it'd be like the stress you have right before a big race.
Yeah.
You know
all
what
the
I mean?
minute shit.
Yeah. It's
right. You're like double checking.
Yeah. But then also last night I was
everything.
Yeah. And then also last night, I hate the thought of coming on here ever and not giving like so much fucking energy. I don't ever want anyone to walk away from the show and be like they wasted their time or didn't get something fun or something to chew on. I always want to give someone like, because there's so many podcasts I listen to or things I listen to, and there was no takeaway. There was no fun story. There was no like, there was nothing. So that was also, I was stressing about that last night for like 2 hours before I went to bed. Like what am I going to give tomorrow to the audience? And I didn't come up with anything. And when I woke up this morning, and that happens, that's not infrequent, but when I woke up in the morning, I still didn't have anything. Usually I wake up in the morning, I'm like, okay, I'll talk about the pimple on my ball sack. That's a great story, you know, but I didn't, but I didn't have one of those this morning. So that kind of stressed me out a little bit. But
I think that like,
go ahead.
Those little like stresses are important, right? Because like, and I got a thought on the Justin Kotler thing, but
please,
before I lose this, essentially, right? Those stresses, like it's dumb shit when you're going to work the next day and you're worried about, did I pack this? Do I have this ready? Is this done? Right? Like I forgot my fucking rain jacket the one race of the year where it rained.
Yeah.
So then I got to
yeah.
be the idiot that goes up to someone and be like, "Do you have an extra rain jacket?" And
Yeah.
borrow it.
And then next thing you
versus,
know,
like-
and then you start carrying the rain jacket to every event, even when it's like 90 degrees outside. You're like, that's never happening again.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like shit like that. I get it. Because you're packing for what? SoCal?
Yeah.
Is that this weekend?
Um,
I'm asking the wrong person.
I think it is this weekend. Yeah, Thursday we have a Kill Taylor at Biomax. Then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are Wadapalooza.
Are the actual
Saturday,
comp.
yeah. And then
How far of a
and then there's always drama when I go to an event. Like for the last couple of years, there's always someone who doesn't want me at the event. So I have to take care of that today. I have to ease people's anxiety.
who is it this time?
It's that I don't want.
You probably can't.
I can tell you. I don't want to.
You'll talk about it next Sunday.
Yeah, I'll talk about it on Monday because I don't want to stress this person out. These people, it's exactly the same shit. Obviously on a much smaller scale, but that's happening to Charlie Kirk. People just totally they tell themselves a story about you in their head, and they completely mischaracterize you, and they start this fucking narrative up in their head, and they come up with the fucking just the wildest shit. And
Dude.
And it's not my place to alleviate their stress, but if I can help, I don't mind helping. But and what I don't want to do is I don't want to walk away hating the people. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to carry. I know it's on them, and I don't want to react to it and pick up now a story about them. Do you know what I mean?
Dude, you're telling me I don't know if you remember this or not, but I haven't talked to my stepmom since November 11th of last year because she blocked me.
Oh.
No, because she blocked me because of Trump.
Oh, I think we did. Yes, now I vaguely do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't talked to her in a year.
Yeah, that is stressful. What do you do when you go to your dad's house? You guys just don't talk?
I've seen him in June. I saw him at a race in June. And we talk, but there's other just family shit that she's an interesting person.
Jeff, you are so predictable. It is amazing how predictable you are.
Is it Bako? Are you kidding me? What did he say?
He said Sevon comparing his situation to Charlie Kirk. It's passive aggressive. It's wild, but he's so predictable. It's kind of cool. He's like a trumpet. Like you know how to play him. You know what he's gonna.
He's got 3 buttons.
Yeah, exactly. He says he's dependable. That's fair. I like that recharacterization. You're dependable and consistent. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. You're that's even better. You're very dependable and consistent, reliable. I like that.
Okay. On the heavy topics, let's get back to the light shit. That's why I think I perked up when I saw that you were looking at the Justin Kotler thing. Cause that's the fun shit, right?
Yeah.
Like Kotler's a good dude.
He's a great man. He's a great man.
And so I have this observation though about,
and he might even be woke.
HWPO.
He might even be woke. And by that, I mean, he might even lack critical thinking skills when I say woke. But I think that's because he's very emotional and his emotion clouds is maybe his CPU, but he is a great man. I really like him.
Yeah. I mean, he's a great dude.
Yeah.
But essentially I had this observation about HWPO versus like Mayhem or Proven.
Okay.
Right? Like, what people look for when they don't know much about a program, right, is they look at the success of the athlete, right? So when people see HWPO, they go, oh, the dude won the game, 5 times. That's who we're going to go with. I want his program. After all of these coaching changes and new people they're bringing in, and right, they've had, I don't know, HWPO's had like 3 or 4 head coaches. It was Jake Marconi, which was Matt's friend. So it was like, okay, it's Matt and Jake doing this. And then there's another coach, and then another coach. And
there was
another coach.
I think the comp train guy came over, Carl Powley or something
Yep.
Powley, Harry Powley.
There's like a Brit Yeah.
And then there was a Jake
But then-
Fawcett. There was a Jake Fawcett.
But then now we're on to Kotler, and it's like, I thought this was Matt Frazier's program, and it's exchanged hands, 5 or 6 different times. When you look at the other camps, and with Proven, Shane and Tia, they're both actively doing it, right? Shane is coaching and Tia is competing. It's what fucking Tia does, essentially, right? Mayhem.
Well,
Rich is still doing it.
I think Tia and Matt and Rich. This is a really fucking oversimplification of the comparison. But you have Tia, who is doing the programming actively. You have Rich, who's doing the program actively, meaning not writing the programming, but like doing it, right? You have Sentinel, which he's actively doing the programming. And then
they all have their own style.
And then with Mayhem, the people who were programming all along, like Darren Hunsucker, are still doing the programming. And Shane Orr, who is doing the programming, I mean, if you listen to the rumor mill, HWPO's programming actually comes from Shane Orr too. It depends on like if you believe the rumors. But Shane does the programming for Proven, and and Taylor does the programming for Sentinel. And so, yeah, they're still like heavily in the mix. I'm not saying that model is better, but what you're getting from HWPO is Matt obviously won 5 times. I do think he has the recipe for winning, but from what it looks like from the outside, he's completely hands off. Like in actuality, what it looks like is that Matt wanted to win, get all that money, get the sponsorship, and then move to a cabin and raise a family and be forever off. And then his longtime friend and partner, O'Keefe, said, "Hey, dude, let us leverage your 5 times to start this business. We'll run the whole fucking thing and make money for you and build
and he just leverages his name.
And he leverages his name. And by no means am I saying that that's a bad thing, but I think that's what we're seeing and feeling. So it's a different business model. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
I guess we're seeing the success rates of that.
Yeah, and I don't know how well HWPO
competitively
is doing.
Right? Like
they're not on my radar. The only time HWPO pops up on my radar at all anywhere is the fact of O'Keefe's affiliation with Lab Management and all the fucking crazy asshole shit those guys do. So that's the only way they pop up on my radar and it sucks because I think my relationship with O'Keefe is because of all the crazy shit that's been said on this show. I say hi to him whenever I see him, but I can tell he wants nothing to do with me, and I don't like a lot of his friends. But I don't actually have like a personal. I don't dislike O'Keefe. He's just in a business with people who are just dickheads.
Yeah.
That I think are dickheads. Yeah. So that's just that.
Yeah.
But totally different models. It doesn't seem. It seems like, I don't know, and you tell me. It seems like Matt's a figurehead for HWPO, where Tia is not only the hair club president but a user.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I don't know if you remember those commercials.
I do not.
This bald guy used to get on TV and be like, not only am I, and it would show him with this full head of hair, and he'd be like, not only am I the hair club president, but I'm a user. And then it would show a picture of him bald.
That's funny.
So that's what, that's what we're getting from these other camps. I do think that Kotler is one of the most exciting, dynamic coaches in the space. Maybe the most, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Most passionate, most visible. He's a fun character in our Simpsons, cult. In the Simpsons how they show all the characters all together. Kotler's definitely like gets a front row seat.
I would say he's one, and then honestly, Shane Orr.
Yeah, Shane.
The amount he screams and yells and gets after it, like number 2.
I think Taylor with his Shane Orr accents has really brought Shane to the forefront. But I obviously live in my own little echo chamber.
Oh my god! Do you think Bryson makes him use that accent when they're programming together?
Put programming in quotes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, it would be amazing if Mal came back with Kotler there.
Dude. That would be nuts.
Yeah.
That would sell some t-shirts right there.
Hey, that would get a lot of eyeballs on HWPO if Mal came back.
Yeah. No shit. I don't think she's coming back, dude. She's just making sourdough bread. Have you seen that?
No.
Dude, go look at her Instagram right now. She has like a business, legitimately.
Oh.
She's baking like 30 loaves of sourdough, selling them at grocery stores in Iowa. It's actually pretty cool.
I thought she lived in Hawaii. Is it Dallin Pepper's wife also has a bakery? I don't understand.
Yeah, but
I don't understand this. I don't understand this photo.
Are you looking at it? What are you looking at?
It's a photo of her torso and a horseshoe necklace and a heart. Oh, here we go.
Okay, well, look at the next one.
Oh, her boyfriend's cute.
Her boyfriend's cute.
She has her face covered up in all of these photos and just shots of her chest. I'm not sure what's going on here. It opens with just a shot of her chest and it closes with just a shot of her chest. I don't know what's going on with these photos. That shirt she's wearing is the same shirts my kids wear. My kids wear wife beaters every day. I wonder if she gets them at Amazon.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Here, I see a sourdough one. Wow, that's a nice kitchen. I wonder if that's her kitchen. Another morning mixing loaves using Redmond real salt, using real high quality ingredients has made all the difference. Love sharing Redmond sea salt with the sourdough. Yeah, I feel like I go to Mal's account twice a year, and I feel like every time I go, it's just one giant commercial pushing shit. So,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just a place to promote her sponsorship. Oh man, look at all those bags of flour she has. She's in it to win it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So I don't know if she's going to be coming back.
Making my baking dreams come true. I see all that shit she's doing. I see my wife do every morning. My wife makes
all of it.
Well, my wife makes a loaf of bread every day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
For the boys, do you eat the bread?
I eat the bread too.
What?
I think not only do I eat the bread, but I think I think it's the amount of salt or the amount of butter I put on the bread. I think borderline offends her.
Oh, I'm trying to do zone. I've never actually done zone. I've tracked before. I've never done a macro specific thing, but I'm doing zone right now, and cutting back on butter on sourdough is the worst.
Cutting back on butter. Why? Oh yeah. I mean, I lather the bread she makes with butter. I mean, I lather it. I don't eat a lot of it. What I usually do is I wake up in the morning. There's a fresh loaf of bread out there, and then there's usually eggs on the stove, and I'll take one of the eggs. She makes them runny for me, what's it called when you make a sunny side up, but then you flip it back down on itself? Sunny side down. I don't know what it's called, but then I take that and I put it on the piece of bread with all the butter, and I just stuff it in my mouth and I eat it over the kitchen sink.
There you go.
Yeah. And then she always asks me the same thing. How is the bread? And I say,
what do you say?
Amazing. Best bread I've ever
lathered.
had. Yeah. Best bread I've ever had.
Wow. Did you ever try the zone diet, Sevi, after all the years of going to the level 1?
No, I don't understand the blocks thing. I don't understand the blocks. I never understood the blocks. Why can't you just make it grams?
Yeah.
Calories. I never understood the blocks. Every time every time someone explains blocks to me, I just tune out.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, I had a tough time with it, and I was I thought the same thing. And then I sat down and reread it, and then I measured out what some blocks would be, and I was okay, all this is just trying to balance the macronutrients.
Right.
And since carbs are 40% and then it's protein fat 30-30.
Yeah.
Right. Then you have this weird arbitrary unit of measurement. which, you can be flexible with, but you're building a meal.
Yeah. Dan Guerrero says, quote, I don't understand the blocks. Dude, you've been around. A base show. Stevan attended 87 level 1s and didn't listen to any of them. Bryson Del Monte, blocks are fucked hearted. Biggest miss of the L1.
But it's not even a level 1 thing, though. Like, Greg stole the zone diet from someone else, right?
Yeah, he gives credit to the guy. Barry Sears. It was a friend of his. He gives Barry all the credit.
Like,
he used to pay Barry to come out and speak at the at seminars.
Yeah. It is a little convoluted. It's not like a beginner's diet, but if you know something about nutrition, like, it makes sense. But we'll see.
I'm texting with Greg now, making breakfast plans.
Oh shit. Cilantros?
Oh, my wife just texted me, too blessed to be stressed. Hey, don't ruin my story. Jesus Christ, you're trying to ruin my story. Hey, I have the for my ringers, I'll tell you a secret. I don't have sounds for anybody, like special sounds.
Yeah.
Except I have one for Greg, and it's the Knight Rider sound. You know when the lights go back and forth? Zhoo, 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 zhoo. So when Greg texts me, I hear that. Zhoo, 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 zhoo.
Okay. Daddy calling you home.
I think I need to write a book. I was thinking the other day, I need to, like, every day for a week just do shows on raising kids and share all my infinite wisdom and explain, let people ask questions and talk about why I'm the best father on planet Earth. And then take all of those shows and go and give them to someone and be like, hey, will you write a book for me based on all this genius I shared? I can't fucking believe how good I am.
I feel you could do that now. I don't know if there was some sort of an AI software, it'd probably be super expensive or convoluted, but be like, hey, listen to all the podcasts I've ever done, and then write a book
and pick out all the that's interesting.
With these parameters, pick out all parental things or like life advice, and then you just have it, decipher through all your shit. You got so much content on the internet, like.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know.
Hey, you know what I was looking into last night? There's this thing that people keep talking about how Charlie Kirk thought the Civil Rights Act was a huge mistake. And I remember reading Thomas Sowell's book about it. What was the name of that book? I listened to the audio book, Thomas Sowell, Civil Rights. The name of the book is Civil Rights, a Rhetoric or Reality. And all these people are talking about, they're using the argument that Charlie Kirk says he didn't like the Civil Rights Act in order to explain that he's racist. So, and obviously we know he's not racist. So I started looking into it, and it was basically, it's the same problem we're having with the woke crowd. It's the fact that the Civil Rights Act has been weaponized in order to look at outcome instead of equality. And so if let's say we do a quick Google search and we look and see what's the demographic of people who are plumbers, and it's 80.
That was weird. I thought it was my Wi-Fi. Whoa. Oh. Are you back? Can you guys hear me? What's happening? No, I thought it was I thought my Wi-Fi went out and or stopped working because Sevan froze, and then I dropped off and then I came back. So you guys can hear me? Okay. All right. Well, let's see if Sevan comes back. I was hoping to catch up with the show. I was listening to it on the way, and I think we were getting into the fact of civil rights movement created more dependency and harmed those communities more than they set out to help? I don't know. I think that's where we're at. Yeah. Sue's back, 7 gone. I know. I refreshed my page, and Sue's dropped faster than Laura Horvath from a CrossFit. That's amazing. Okay, well, we'll see if Sevon comes back. Did this get read already? Crawford dominated Canelo, but wow. Yeah, that comment was probably already read a while back. Interesting. I wish I really had at least heard a little bit more of what he was talking about so I could just continue the conversation. But yeah, just hanging out now. I'm sure it's a conspiracy that Google shut down Sevon for discussing Charlie Kirk. You know what's interesting is I was like hesitant to go back on the show that we talked about when I was on with Charlie Kirk. What was it, Friday night? I think it was. Because obviously my take was a little bit not out there, but it wasn't maybe going to be a popular opinion. I know when events happen like that, people just like to dwell on the fact, and not dwell on the fact, but just kind of get frustrated or down into the minutia of it. And I was hoping to just provide like a different perspective. And I know sometimes you get attacked for that. I use the word attacked like super loosely, like nobody like sent me death threats or anything. But it's interesting to how people hold on to their opinions, and they almost get like angry or defensive if you try to provide a different perspective. And I totally get that with something that's been this emotionally charged. But I don't know. I think that's the secret there to being able to just like see the world from just a broader and different perspective. And it's crazy with the internet, like how fast some of those stories will start to roll and spread and like everything else. And, you know, what was it? Somebody commented like, what's it called? Occam's razor. It's kind of like the fallacy there is like, you just start finding all these small discrepancies and then utilize that to kind of like spin this whole like conspiracy narrative. But it's just interesting how much the government could break trust with us. Like, you know, the FBI, like a lot of these institutions, the CDC, these type of things. And at the same time, we go, okay, well, now I believe them for this, but I didn't believe any of this. And later on, we found out all of this stuff wasn't necessarily true. And then we realized, you know, oh, we've been lied to this whole time, but this time they're not lying to us. This time it's, you know, it's the actual truth and they're being honest. And it's just hard for me to come back from that, especially after, like, for me, the veil was definitely lifted during the pandemic, meaning like once you started to see the abuse of power and the consumption of power and being able to like manipulate things, it got really tough to get back in the seat of like trusting that there's not interest outside of the people that are being utilized. Abusive relationship type shit. Yeah, exactly, Jeremy. And it's at some point you have to ask yourself like, man, you know, I want to have faith and trust in our institutions, but after so many times you've been lied to, it's I mean, at what point do you just draw the line, right? And I don't know if it was already discussed this morning, but one of the things that I don't think anybody could have foresaw was actually the impact that that the assassination of Charlie Kirk actually had on everybody worldwide. I mean, it was almost kind of like this final straw. And I'm sorry, because I'm going to give you like partial information on this, but there's this normally like progressive professor that I watch where he has like these open conversations with the students, and usually it leans left. But this guy's a little bit of an older guy here. And so he's been around for a while. And so he also does make really good arguments and points. He doesn't go too far, crazy as some of these left ideology does. But he was discussing with his students, kind of, do they understand the totality of the event that took place from that higher level perspective? And none of them really could. They kept getting down into the minutia of like the argument around guns and things like that. And you could tell he was almost getting like frustrated with their lack of ability to see it for what it was, which in this case was the sense of like, hey, you had somebody, oh shit, now you're outside. Hey.
No.
Oh, power went out?
Yeah, power went out.
No shit.
Time
I
to
feel
move
like
to Israel.
I feel I feel like that happens quite a bit over there.
I mean, if this is, I mean, I feel like it happens at least a couple times a year.
Yeah.
And I have this fat generator, but it won't start up.
Oh shit.
I
I
would have
tried to
never shampooed my hair today if I knew I was going to leave the office.
I tried to carry on the conversation from where you were at, but I didn't have enough of where you were in the civil rights movement thing to keep it going. So I transitioned to people not really getting the larger picture of what happened to Charlie Kirk and kind of what that is standing for and why it's having the massive ripple effect across the world that it is. And I don't think anybody could have really predicted how much of an impact it was going to have.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree. I don't think the Mossad knew how big of an impact it would have.
Oh wow, look at you. What happened there?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I'm
man, you made a
joking.
quick change. Uh, you know what's
I'm joking.
funny is
I woke up this morning and they're like, you can see from the footage he never had a gun.
oh, they're talking about when he runs across the roof.
Yeah. Am I breaking up or am I pretty solid?
No, it's actually not that bad. You're pretty solid. It's a little like
Okay.
pixelated, but it's fine. Like you're not lag or anything.
Okay. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was just gonna say from when I watched it, I don't know if there's enough like clean footage to actually see much to make a definitive answer
Mhm.
on like he had it or he didn't have it. I don't, but I haven't, to be honest, too. I've kind of pulled myself away from some of it a little bit just because I don't know. It's easy to get too caught up in it and just watch all the shit all the time.
Dude, it's so intense, all the shit that's coming out. I mean, basically, I'm wondering what's going to happen to the kids now who are in that Discord chat. The news is basically saying that there was a Discord with 20 people, six of them were active, and they all watched the killing go down basically in real time. That basically he was telling them every step of the way of what he was doing. So are they accomplices now? I mean, who knows?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy because I mean, what would they go down for, like conspiracy or something like that? Like, isn't that part,
Yeah,
or would they full on be accomplices in the assassination?
yeah. Like I guess that's the question. If you told me, hey, I'm gonna go cut the power off at the local fucking Costco, and you tell me, okay, I have my wire cutters. Okay, I'm headed over there. You know what I mean? You give me the whole thing in Discord, and then you do it, and then you're like, oh my god, I just threw the wire cutters in the bushes, and now I'm running. The cops are chasing me. Am I an accomplice? Am I? At what point did I have to say something? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
and I
know.
want,
I don't know how
and
that
I,
works. I sure as fuck wouldn't want to be on that Discord though. Those people should have definitely pulled themselves off.
yeah, and at the same time, like, can you get a? Would you be able to kind of remove yourself from it if he said something like, "Hey, this doesn't seem like you're joking around anymore. You should really think about this," or like, "I recommend against it," or something? Because people talk all the time, right? Especially out of frustration and different things like
Right.
that. So how do you
Right.
know where the line is to this person just saying a bunch of shit and everybody being like, "Yeah," versus like, "Holy shit, he went and did it."
Yeah. Yeah. It's like if if we found out Bryson charged Taylor for ass raping him, and then we're like, we didn't expect that at all, and they're like, well, he said it 75 times in the chat. We're like,
Yeah.
yeah, but we thought he was joking. Oh, really? All 75 times? And we're
Yeah,
like,
at some point.
yeah, yeah, we thought he was joking.
Sean N says,
Oh,
not pull themselves off, but call the cops. And yeah, I think that at some point it's hard to make that decision, but at some point that's what you have to do, right? Like if it really is seeming like he's plotting this thing out for real, for real.
I had a friend one time who thought that one of our I was in a friend I had a bunch of friends, and I had a friend. There were a bunch of us, and one of my friends was like a hardcore drug addict and was super dangerous to be around. And one of my other friends goes, "Hey, dude, if we don't kill friend B, he's gonna kill friend A."
Ooh.
And I was like, "Hey, dude, I like, please don't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't,
Yeah.
like, I don't, like that conversation's too heavy for me. I'm not." But he was right. I was also concerned that friend A was gonna kill friend B, but I never went to the point like, "Hey, we need to kill friend A." Like, it was friend B's friend B was putting himself in that situation with friend A.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
hey, it's like, hey, you go over to a friend's house. Like I've had friends before who have 2 pit bulls and 3 little kids, and their pit bulls are completely fucking insane dogs. And like, and I never told those people like, hey, dude, I would never feel safe with those dogs around my fucking kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like your dogs are fucking batshit crazy.
Yeah.
And hey, and you know what's crazy? Those dogs ended up killing each other
Oh, really?
and biting the kids. Yep. 2 of the
Oh,
dogs killed one
jeez.
of the dogs, so then they had to put those 2 dogs down, and those dogs fucking bit the shit out of the kids.
Damn.
Didn't kill
Wasn't
the kids, but yeah.
wasn't there a case of a like boyfriend and girlfriend, and they were like going through a breakup, and the boyfriend said, "Oh, you'll miss me when I'm gone, and I'm gonna commit suicide," and she basically said, like, "Do it. You're too much of a pussy to do it anyways," and then he did, and she ended up on trial.
Wow.
I wonder if there's any sort of kind of like case study that you could use off of that one that would be similar to something like this.
Yeah, that's pretty gnarly. That's pretty
Damn.
gnarly.
What are you doing?
Dude,
Just picking some fruit off the garden there?
yeah, just picking these fruit, just picking these banana passion fruit.
Oh, she ended up being guilty. And okay, interesting.
That's a crazy name, right? Gyna Cave.
Yeah. Gyna cave.
That's like vagina hole, right? That's code for vagina hole, pussy. That's like,
Yeah.
is that how
That's
you
what I
read
read.
that?
That's how I read it. That's how I read it. So what are you up to today? You about to go to breakfast right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to breakfast, and then I'm gonna get the rental car, and then I'm gonna pack. And I have all that stress around packing because I don't want to forget anything, but I also don't want to overpack either. So
Yeah.
rental car, breakfast, and then pack.
What type of setup
And
are
then
we looking to have?
I am hearing, I don't know if this is true, and Dylan hasn't said anything to me, but I'm hearing rumors about their streaming schedule, and I don't know. I'm not sure what Wadapalooza is streaming and not streaming, but I want to
Mhm.
have the capability if something goes wrong there for them, that we have enough cameras and enough technology to stream an event if we have to. Like right now, we're just planning on every time they go down, we go up, right?
Right.
But I also want to bring enough. I want to bring at least the package that we had at NorCal Classic,
Mhm.
so that if we have to, we can put up the transmitters, receivers, and the DJI, action cams, and bring something. So,
Okay, so then I should
um,
probably pack more than I plan to. Like my roadcaster, the videocaster.
yeah, yeah, I would, and I'll bring all the headsets, and I'll bring the cameras, and I'll bring a roadcaster too.
Okay, because I mean, I'm assuming we're gonna set up breakdown every day at the festival because it's outdoors, right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, hopefully we can just keep that really simple, like we did at the games.
Yeah, because if we're
And
not,
then we can keep a simple setup just at the beach house also. That's just that we don't have to take down and put up every morning, except for the
yeah,
headphones. Move the headphones around.
but I should definitely plan on bringing the wireless HDMI connectors in, right? The transmitters.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. I'll be
Sorry for
packing up.
as soon as you popped on, my power went out and I was gone. Sorry
I
about that.
know, I know. That's okay. It worked out, so at least we could end the show more appropriately than it just cutting out and dropping off, or like now too.
Oh, did I vanish?
Yeah, would you get a phone call or checking a
Yeah.
text or something?
Yeah, I saw a text come in. I have to stand outside in the front yard because it's the only place I have cell signal on the property.
All right, well, you made it an hour, so we'll wind it down. Tomorrow, I was thinking about trying the CrossFit Hotline show again.
Okay, is tomorrow Tuesday?
Yeah, because you're taking off. Or
Okay.
you plan to do a show in the morning before you take off, or are you guys leaving
No,
early?
no, no, no. That's perfect.
All right, so I'll do
I'm gonna
that.
take off.
I don't have classes in the morning, so I could start it at 7 a.m. So
Okay.
we'll do
And
that
then I
show.
still plan, and then I'll do Greg from Newport.
Oh yeah, yeah, and then we'll need to probably want to put a schedule together, but we could do all that once I'm there. I get in Thursday morning, by the way.
Oh, okay. Awesome. 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 You fly in?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was gonna drive, but I just figured the time driving versus just flying, it was a little bit it was probably going to be about the same amount of time, but at least that way I'll come back. I'm coming back late Sunday night. Like I think I
Okay.
take off out of Newport around like 8:30 or something like that. So that way I figured I could stay the whole time. I think it winds down kind of early on Sunday though, doesn't it?
I have not looked at the schedule.
All right. Okay.
All
Well,
right.
good shit.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you, everyone. Sorry about that. Power's out.
Have fun at breakfast. Hey, do you think it'd be lame if I put up one of those ask me things on Instagram so that way I could have some questions going into the show? I got made fun of for
No.
relying on the chat when nobody called. They said it
No.
reminded somebody of another show that does that.
Just title the show "Relying on the Chat."
CrossFit Hotline, relying on the chat.
Yeah. And
All
hey, I'm going to tell you something. Jeff Bako is always reliable, predictable, and dependable. So just lean on Jeff Bako if you need to.
For questions.
Yeah, just for comments, for like anything.
Yeah. All right, Jeff, you better show up. He's gonna take the day off just to watch me sweat on it. That's what he
setting up Jeff Bako.
Yeah. Yeah. Katie said the hotline bling. Damn right. All right, cool. Well, if this road
All right.
works. There it goes. Okay. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be back at 7 a.m. with the CrossFit Hotline show, relying on the chat.
I have jury duty. Who the fuck does jury duty? All right, bye.
All right, end of the thing.
Okay, bye.